A South Minneapolis Native family is looking forward to life in a new world as they anticipate their acceptance to the Mdewankaton Sioux Reservation in Shakopee, Minnesota. Lowell Longcrow grew up on 12th Street in South Minneapolis outside the Little Earth housing projects with his older sister and younger brother Wakia, which means thunder in Lakota. Two Braids, a Little Earth program director and community leader, spoke on the living condition in the project housing for young kids.
So Little Earth, a lot of people don't know, it's not a reservation. There's over 38 tribes there. There's 200 and some units. At any given time, there's probably 1,500 people on property, all in this, 6-block radius. And so it's a really tight-knit community. The one thing I would say is the community itself doesn't always get positive recognition, right? And so when, like last year, we had a young woman get a basketball scholarship, graduate. I mean, that's not on the news, but when a shooting happens, it's on the news. When an overdose happens, it's on the news. When people are going to college or youth are doing great programming, right? Or the Little Earth Red Bears are in the city championship, that doesn't get highlighted as much because it's not as provocative as killings and drugs and things like this.
Despite growing up in an impoverished neighborhood deeply affected by generational trauma, Lowell and his family advocate for maintaining a positive worldview and give a big thanks to their grandparents for raising them to stay out of trouble and being present as older role models. Since Lowell was young, his family have told him and his brother, as well as their cousin Ohis, that they are descendants of the Mdewankaton Sioux tribe, whose reservation is connected to the Mystic Lake Casino in Shakopee, Minnesota. Due to the money the casino brings in, the Mdewankaton are the richest tribe in the country, and their members receive tribal checks of up to $80,000 a month, and the membership is highly exclusive. They rarely open their books for new members, but since last summer, Lowell and his family have been building their case with a lawyer to present to the tribal court in Shakopee. Lowell says while many natives in the city could prove their ancestry, a criteria for membership is to have a clean criminal record. While the Longcrow family has no criminal history, Native men in Minneapolis are 8.6 times more likely to be arrested than white men. By Wakia's estimation, about 3 in 10 Native men he knows have been arrested or are currently in jail. These statistics, as well as many other compounding factors, keep most Native families away from this tribe's ancestry, let alone applying for membership. The Mdewankaton were one of the first tribes in the 1830s to negotiate deals with the U.S. government for large sums of money in exchange for their land. Documents of Lowell's great-great-great-grandmother receiving checks from the U.S. government at the time are one of the family's key pieces of evidence for their ancestry. As a part of the Dakota tribe, the Mdewankaton were a key part of the U.S.-Dakota War of 1862. Two of the Mdewankaton leaders, Sakpedan, also known as Little Six, and Wakan Ozan, were executed for their roles in the war. Little Six is now the name of a smaller casino nearby owned by Mystic Lake. The Longcrow family is very confident in their case and acceptance and hopeful for what it means for the future of their family and community. Ohis, who was only 16 at the time of recording, says this money can end the cycle of drug abuse and generational trauma in his family. The potential contrast in life paths for these young men cannot be overstated, and it's a rare story of hope for such an underrepresented community in our city and country as a whole.